Okay, guys, I have figured out a way. I know one of you wanted your logo to go on that you did in Gravit to go onto your resume that you're going to do in Google Slides. So I figured out a way to do it. Now here's what you're going to do. Here's a logo that I've created, and now I want to be able to put it in Google Slides without this background. Well, what I've figured out what I have to do is I have to come up here into Gravit, and I need to make a new document, so a new design that is 8.5 by 11, the size of that my resume is going to be. So I have to make that, and then I've got to put my logo on it. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to copy my logo. I'm going to come over here to the 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to paste my logo. And then I've got to decide what size I want that logo to be and where I want it to be on my resume. So you decide that. Is it going to be in the center? Is it going to be off to the side? So you kind of got to have an idea what you want your resume to look like. But this is how it's going to work. So let's say maybe I want this logo to be right in the middle of my resume, right up here in the middle. So you have to decide where you want that logo to be first. Now, if you want your resume to be, and I said logo, didn't I? I meant resume. If you want your resume to be a certain color, maybe you don't want it to be white, so do that here as well. So let's say I want my resume to be like a peachy color. So what I've got to do is I've got to go ahead and make a rectangle here and cover up this whole document, and I want it to be a peachy color. So let me find a peachy color. I want it to be a little lighter. No, too yellow. Yeah. That. There. I don't know. Maybe I want it to be that color. So now I've got to send it to the back. So I'm going to come up here and send backwards. So there. So now I have that. So now what I've got to do is I got to come over here, and I'm going to export it as a JPEG. So now I've exported that as a JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and save that, so I'll have it for later. So let me save this. Save to cloud as. See, I've been playing with this to learn how to do this. So I'm going to call it resume 2. Now, if you want to, you could do your whole resume right here in Gravit if you want to. You could do that too. I would lock that layer, that rectangle, so it wouldn't move on me. And then I would, start playing with my text and my words and where I want all my information to be on my resume. So that is fine too. If you want to do it right here, you can. But I'm going to, like I said, I downloaded it as a JPEG. So now I'm going to come up here to my drive, and I'm going to get into the Google Slides. Remember, it's Google Slides because you can do more in Google Slides. So I'm going to come to Google Slides, make a blank document. Now, you've got to go to File, Page Setup, File, down here to Page Setup. You're going to make it custom because we want it to be 8.5 by 11. So 8.5 by 11 inches. And then we want that layout to be blank. So it's blank. So then you got that page size. Now, what I don't like as well about the Google Slides is here's your ruler up here, and there's one over here. but it doesn't tell you 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. You just got to know it in your head that this is the rulers, even though you don't know for sure what the inches are. I do know that this is 8.5 right here. So I guess I could figure it out. I think that may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So each one of these little sections is a 1/2 inch. So I know that, and that's gonna be important here in a minute. I'll bring that down. I have messed up my size here. I'm so sorry, guys. Bear with me. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, there, now I'm seeing the inches. Oh yeah, when I zoom up, look, when I zoomed up, now I can see the inches. But when I'm zoomed out, you can't see the inches. Now I can, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, now the inches are showing. I don't know how I did that, but now the inches show. I like the inches to be showing because then I can figure out my document. I'm sorry, I've veered off my subject here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, see, I downloaded that as a JPEG, my Gravit as a JPEG. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it. So, and I have made this tiny for you guys. I'm so sorry. There we go. I was trying to make my document smaller, and I made everything else larger. So let me take this back down to 50. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here to insert image. I'm going to upload from the computer. I downloaded it, so now I've got to find it. It's called Untitled. I had not gave it a name. It's called Untitled. It's going to come down here to find Untitled. They're alphabetical here. Untitled 2 JPEG. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to open it, and that's going to insert it. This is another thing that I discovered when I was messing with it. These are both 8.5 by 11 inches, but somewhere along the line, when Gravit downloads it as a JPEG, it makes it smaller than it should be. So I'm just going to have to stretch this out and put it on my document. So there. So now I have my logo on my resume. Now the reason I like Google Slides better than Google Docs, I know Google Docs has got a template for resumes, but I have more freedom in Google Slides. With Google Slides, I can make shapes. Now I'm going to go ahead and just make a new, let's say I don't want this here. I'm just going to delete that. So I've showed you how to do that. So now I just want to say that I'm not using my logo. Maybe you did your logo by hand, uh, and you just haven't, you're not satisfied with it yet. So I'm just going to do my resume without my logo right now. So what I like about Google Slides is I can come here and I could make these shapes. Let's see, I could do something like this, and then I could change that color to something like that. And let's say I want to put my name right here. Maybe I want to put a picture of me. Now you could do that. You can insert a picture of you. If you've got a picture on your computer of yourself, you could put that right there. Let's see. I'm thinking I'm gonna put my name right here. So you always make a text box when you're gonna type. Let's see. I want to type my name. And don't forget to play with your fonts. Now you do not want more than 2 different font styles. So, or font families. Let's see, I want my name right there. And that is Arial. And then maybe I think, let's see, I don't have a picture of myself, but let's say I want to put something right there. Or maybe I've just decided that my logo is going to go right there. Now you could kind of play with letters and make a logo right there. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here to the text box. I'm going to do it right here, and I can move it. This is another reason why I like Google Slides better than Google Docs, because I can put items on top of each other, where in Google Docs I can't do it. So maybe I want a big S. Make this a big S. So I'm going to make a logo just with letters, just right here. Yeah, change the font so I have a, just say I want to do something really weird. So I've got the S. I'm going to rotate it. And then I'm going to do another. I'm going to do an M. Type M. Make that a bigger M. Ah, and to highlight just the M. Here we go. And that was Creepsters. So now maybe I want to take that M. Let's make it bigger. Okay, so I'm just playing with their positions now here. Okay, so now I've got both of those. So now let me select both of those and bring them up here. Yeah, so that's my logo. Yeah, nothing to write home about, but it's there. Okay, so now I've got to figure out how I want my resume to look. Now, and this is where you're going to have to decide, do I want two columns like some of those others, and really be looking at those other resumes, or look on the internet at resumes, find something that you really like, and you decide, how do I want to lay this out? But remember, you can make lines. I can make a line right here. Let's say I want a line going down the center. Now, see, this is nice because I know this is where the center is. And if you really want to know where the center is, here's something else you can do. There is, if we go to View and you go down to Guides and you say, I want to show guides, this is what's going to happen. It takes your document and it puts it right in half. That helps. That helps you. Now, you can also make your own guides. Let's say I want something right in half here. I want to know where that is. Or if you want to line things up. Oops, I got it. I did something wrong there. I want to pull. There we go. You pull right from the ruler. And we did this. Remember, we did this in Illustrator. We did this in Photoshop, and you guys did not get to work in InDesign yet. That's one of the first things we're going to do when we get back to school. So we're going to work in InDesign. I would rather be making this resume in InDesign because you can do a whole lot more with it. But there, so I could line up. I could take those guides and I can line things up. Now guides will not show. Guides are just there to help you line your stuff up. So let's say I know this is the middle part. So maybe you want your text to be over here, half in columns, some over here and some over here. That's what's nice about InDesign is it puts them in columns for you. But we don't have that. We don't have that, so we've got to do it right here. But let's say I wanted to put an orange line right here in that center. So I could either use the line tool, so I can click right here and use this line tool. And so I can come right here and I want to make a line right down the center. Now, that line by default should be black. I believe it's black. I'm trying to get on that line. That's not the line. There's the line right there. I had to move that smart guide just to get to the line. I'll put that smart guide here in a minute back. But there's my line. I want that line to be thicker. So now what I've got to do is I've got to come to, I gotta remember how I did this here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want that line to be thicker. I believe I had to, oh, now I gotta remember how I did it. Oh, right here, this is the thickness, the line weight. So I wanna make that line thicker. I wanna make it, let's do, 4 is not very thick either. Let's go 8. So I wanna make it thicker and I wanna change the color to this orange. So I'm going to, right here's the line color, and I wanna make it that same orange, which is right here. So now my line is that orange and it's right there. Now I can put this back because I want that in the center. Actually, I don't even need it anymore. I could just get rid of that. I don't even need it. I could just get rid of it now since I put that orange right here. And this is only if you want it there. You don't have to have it there, but you can. Now, the first thing is objective. We want our objective somewhere. So because let's see, maybe I can make this orange. See, you've really got, I'm just thinking in my head how I want to do this, but you're going to be thinking in your head, and while you're designing this, you're going to decide what you want to do too. So maybe my objective will go right below my name. So I can come up here and I can make another text box right here. Or maybe my address is going to go right there. Maybe I want my address right there. And so see what I'm going to do is I'm going to end my text box right below my L because you want to line things up. You want to make sure things are lined up. But since I'm over here underneath my name on that right-hand side, I probably want my text to be lined up to the right. So I'm going to align it to the right. And maybe I'll put my address. And I'm going to put the school's address right now, but you'll put your address. And then maybe I'll put my phone number. Oops. Yeah, so see when I zoom in, you can see it better. Let me do it by this. So see, I've got that right there. That doesn't look too bad. That's not too bad. Let me take this down. So let's see, what do I want? What's my objective? So maybe I don't want that line right there, or maybe I want it not that far down. Let's see, will it let me? Oh yeah, it did. Did it let me rotate it? I didn't want to rotate it. Yeah. So I might put the line, I don't know, maybe I don't even want it. I could delete it if I want to. Yeah, you're just going to decide. You're going to decide exactly how you want it, but you could change the color of your text. So let's say I want the word, well, I want my objective. So maybe I'll type objective like that, and maybe I'll type it And I want the text to be that orange color and maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, I didn't want the box to be, oops. I didn't want the box to be orange. I want the letters to be orange. I did that wrong. Let's see. I have to maybe get back on the T. There we go. Excuse me. Now will the text go? No, still the box. I don't want the box. I want the text to be orange. Oh, here's the text color. There we go. There we go. Now I made the text color. Now, orange on white, it doesn't show very well. So if I really want that text to be orange, I probably want a bolder, thicker font. And remember, you only want to use 2 different fonts. Right now, I've used the same font. So I can use a different font right here. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it, let's see, that is a sans serif font. So let me find a serif font. Let's go with Ultra. I'm not sure I like that, but I still just want to show you guys how to do this. So that's why I'm going with it. I don't want that text box there. Okay, so objective. Now I have to decide, do I want these in 2 columns or 1 column? If I want 1 column, then I could type all the way across here. And I don't know what your objective is. You're going to decide your objective. To attend a college where I can obtain an art degree that offers animation or illustration or whatever it is that you want, photography. You decide what your objective is. Maybe your objective is you're not going to go to college. Maybe you want a job, and maybe it's a field of the job you want or something. So you decide your objective. Now, education, that's another one. Be sure you are looking at a resume while you're creating this. Really look at resumes, and so you can decide what you want it to look like. So and you could do that on the, let me just look up resumes. And let me look up artists' resumes. Artists' resumes. You just go to images and you just pull them up. And some of these really get really crazy. Yours doesn't need to be that crazy. You just need something. Oh, here's a graphic designer website or a resume. I mean, so see, they've got this now. So if you want to do something like that, you can do that. So the way you would do that, see how you've got the pink one and the white one inside, is you would create a rectangle that is the color that you want it to be. So we will make it, let's say I make it red. I wouldn't want red on my resume, but, and then you just create another shape, another rectangle in here. That would be white. Right now it's off-white in it, but I could make it white. So I want it to be white. And then you just get your text box, make a text box, and you type inside of it. Change your font size, your font style, et cetera, et cetera. So And see now that here they've got in the same. One of the things you want to consider is consistency. You want it to be tied together. So if you're going to use color, use the same color throughout. So see, they've got that there, they've got it there, and then they've got a little bar at the bottom. Here they've got color over here, the big name here, and they've got all this right here. This might be something you could do. You could do like that, and then do all your typing on the right. And you can do all of that right there in Google Slides. If I want to type, let's say I wanted to type my name. Well, let me just do this. This will be easier. If I wanted to put my name on the side, I'm just moving all this out of the way here. I got 3 boxes here. Let's say I'm gonna. Did it copy? No, it didn't copy. But let's say I want my name. I don't think there's any way to lock. I don't know if you can lock elements. I don't think you can lock elements on Google Slides. I'm going to have to find that out. But I want to take my name and I want to rotate it to the side. I can definitely do that. So if I wanted my name to come up and down, I could definitely do that too. So say I want my name right there on the side. So this is why I like Google Slides, because you just have more ability to move things around and change them where you want them. And you don't have, it's harder to do that in Google Docs. So that's why we're doing this. Now you can either do your resume and you could just stay with Gravit if you feel like it, or you can do it here in Google Slides. The nice thing about Google Slides is it automatically saves for you. It's in your drive. It's always there, and you always have it. I would give it a title so you can find it. I'd call it my resume, and then work on that. So this is not due till, I'm going to let you guys work on this till next Tuesday. So, keep working on it. Keep, you want it to look good. This is for you. Like I said, this is your resume. And this is a resume you can have right now. So if you're applying for scholarships, if you're applying for jobs, if you're sometimes your scholarship or colleges, if you're applying for colleges, they want to see your resume. So this is for you. So let's have this done by next Tuesday. Okay.